Hey everybody, I wanted to take a moment today and give you some of the whys and what fors of handgun maintenance. Me personally, I am somewhat meticulous as it comes to keeping my firearms clean. And my reason for doing so is to have a malfunction due to something that I could have prevented is unacceptable. Your chances of a malfunction are high enough without leaving something that you could prevent to chance. Now I want to start out this process by demonstrating to you the technique for clearing a firearm. Now as you can see, this one is clear, okay, and I have snap caps loaded in the magazine. And I'm going to go ahead and chamber a snap cap and demonstrate how to clear a weapon before cleaning it. Now, point this in a safe direction, okay? And we're going to be removing the magazine while the firearm is pointed in a safe direction. And I will be racking it and allowing the bullet to go ahead and fly free. And then I'll be lifting up on the slide stop here and then checking visually to verify that the chamber is in fact clear and does not have a bullet in it. A very high number of negligent discharges occur during cleaning. It's a ridiculously high number. Now you're going to want to make sure you put all the ammunition in a totally different room, and that's just now when I say you're going to want to make sure, this is just what I do. I don't mean to sound as if I'm some sort of an authority on it. I apologize for that. So being that this is a Glock, but the same could hold true for any firearm, you want to go ahead and release it like nice and easy, making sure it's all the way forward, point in a safe direction, depress the trigger as if it were to go off, okay, and go ahead and begin your Glock takedown here. Now a Glock, the frame comes free of the slide, pretty easy peasy, and go ahead and disassemble it into its field strip parts. And do a quick visual inspection at this point would be what I would do. And the idea is to look for anything that's broken or wearing improperly, scoring, things like that, or large chunks. Then what I'll do is I'll take some of these bulk patches and I'll wipe it down. Now I like to use the bulk patches because you can size them down to any sort of size you need. You know, you don't specifically have to get one for 22 and then another one for 30 caliber and so on and so forth. You can just have the one and cut them down with a pair of scissors if you need to do a 22 or something different. Now what giving it a quick wipe down is going to do, it's going to get rid of all the easy stuff to get out, and we won't be using up any of our cleaning stuff on something that would have just come free, okay? It'll allow the cleaning agent to go ahead and get in there and do its job a little bit more effectively, because it won't be jammed up by the junk on the surface. And there will be plenty, just as the nature of the whole firearm shooting process, okay? Again, while you're doing this, recheck for wear. Always keep an eye out for wear, okay? Let's see. Again, while I'm saying to do these things in an authoritative voice, I mean, do what you want. I mean it in just like what I say to myself, okay? Go ahead and give the frame a wipe down as well. Once again, be on the lookout for anything broken, bent, damaged, missing, what have you. Now, how would you know if something is bent, you may wonder? Well, being this is a machine, you're going to look for something that has a very unmachined look to it. You know, a machine is going to have straight angles, okay? So if something seems like it's just sort of gradual instead of straight, like this extractor pin. If this extractor pin didn't have an abrupt angle to it, then you would be like, hey, yeah, you know, there's something going on with that. Now, as some of y'all may know, I am at odds with my extractor pin at the moment. I don't really know I don't really know what's going on with it, but it doesn't seem to be, it's ejecting real low. Now I don't know if it's necessarily wear on my extractor pin. I'm taking a look at it right now. I'm not certain. And I don't think that's a serviceable item either, but anywho, maybe it is. It's just kind of down in there, isn't it? Okay, where were we? I went over bulk patches real quick. Now, once I get the main stuff down, I'm going to go ahead and soak everything down with some CLP. Now, the reason why I use CLP is a lot of my friends that are in the Marine Corps, they swear by the CLP. I understand Ballistol is good, and I know that Hoppe's is good. What I like about CLP is that it's a one-stop shop, and I understand that Ballistol is a one-stop shop as well, meaning you can use one chemical for both cleaning and lubrication. This is what I used to use, was Hoppe's 9 for cleaning, and then I would follow it up with Hoppe's lubricating oil, which worked fine as well. Now, an interesting tip with Hoppe's, when I first started cleaning, I would dip the patches in the canister itself, and later on, another person was sharing the way that they clean a firearm, and they actually take the Hoppe's and pour it in a different bowl. Now, while it doesn't last as long, you're not recycling the debris back into the firearm. Now at this point I'm going to go ahead and spray it down, because CLP needs a chance to shake. CLP needs a chance to go ahead and work its way in there. And you don't want to go too nutso, because you get this junk on the grip and everything, and then you got a oily, slippery mess on your hands. Okay, so just kind of get in there, and a little bit here, a little bit there. Now I'm emphasizing on the areas such as the frame where the slide rides right there. What they're called sort of escapes me at the moment. I'm sorry about that. And it really goes all over fast. Now, as far as what I'm cleaning on, this is actually the house coffee table, and I put down an old towel. Definitely want to use an old towel, because I am married and not good to be using the new stuff here, because this stuff stains and you can't get the stains out. Just the nature of the business. Alright, let's go ahead and fast forward a couple of minutes. Now we're going to cut down one of these patches. Now there's a little template on the back to give you an idea of what size to cut them to as you cut down the bulk. Go ahead and do that now. Cut it down. Now there's a million different ways that a million different people will show you. One way, you can eyelet this deal and go in and out. I like a plunger method at the moment, where you take the patch and you place it over the tip of this plunger piece, and you go straight through in the direction of the bullet. Just something I'm weird about at the moment. And I'll always go in the direction of the bullet. So from the breech on out through the front of the barrel, only in one direction. Now you want to be careful not to allow this piece to touch the barrel, especially as you get around the crown on the end here. You don't want to be messing around with that stuff. And I'll sometimes reuse a patch if in the first couple of stages of cleaning. And then after, 2 times pretty much max, okay? And there you go. I'll keep going until the patch actually comes out clean. The other way would be to use a swab, which I have this kit. I don't remember if it might have been Outers, but it has these little guys in here, which is a swab, and you can use a swab as well. And what the swab allows you to do is you can take your patch again, go ahead and cut it to 30 caliber size, and you're going to roll the swab with the patch. So kind of in a counterclockwise motion here. We got that all rolled up. Give her a quick squirt. And we'll go ahead and feed it into the barrel. I gotta go a little bit tighter. What this is gonna do is it's gonna give a tighter fit in the barrel to really get in there and get those little particulates that are wanting to fit in the grooves. Now the Glock being polygonal, you're not going to get necessarily the same type of particulates that you would in say conventional rifling. The other thing, now after you get all your powder residue out, and I understand different people may do this in different orders, go ahead and get your 30 caliber brush here. I have this kit has 2 of them. One's a little bit longer. And what this is going to do, this is going to actually go in there and maybe break free some of the copper jacketing that might have built up. Now I'll go ahead and go back and forth with the brush. If you are using something like ballistol, be careful with the ballistol and also the hoppies, because it will deteriorate the brushes. Okay, and you're going to have to actually push against the edge of the barrel in this instance, in this caliber. Okay, just sort of work it around, and then you'll be restarting your after you get that done, you'll be restarting your process of pushing a patch through. Now when that's all said and done, I will where am I at here? We'll go ahead and run another patch through. You can run it through dry. If it's already been cleaned, we'll just pretend that it's already been cleaned. Now, here's an interesting thing. We can't pretend it's already been cleaned. Sorry about that. See how there's a little bit green on there? And that's from that brush getting in there and working. Now, a little bit it is dirt from the brush, but I don't know if y'all recall earlier in the video, it was starting to be a little bit cleaner than that. But that shows you how it sort of starts all over. Now, when a patch is this dirty, I'll go ahead and switch out to an additional patch. Now, if we can pretend for a moment that the patch is all coming out clean. The last thing I want to show you real quick is how to evaluate if your return spring is weak, your recoil spring. I'll go ahead and reassemble this real quick so I can show you. This is also a good gauge to see if we're definitely wet right now. This is also a good gauge to see if you have enough lubrication in the firearm. But now what we're going to do, okay? We are going to hold. We're going to hold the weapon downward, okay? And we're going to actually allow it to gently and easily, under its own power, return back to battery, which is to go all the way home by itself. All right? Now we'll also do this in the other direction, allowing the weight of the slide to bring it up. Okay? And that lets us know that the recoil spring is strong enough to do its job. Just kind of a fast and dirty way of checking to make sure your recoil spring is all set. Well, anyway, again, I'm not trying to come off as any sort of an authority, just showing you what works for me. And I'll do another installment of this eventually, and we'll get into the whys and what fors of Q-tips with these things, and probably break down the slide, see what's going on in there. All right, we'll see y'all later.